We have an example of a case from Illinois where a young man, his last known location was at a marijuana dispensary outside of Chicago, and they found him 3 days later in a river, and the cause of death was drowning. But the only thing on his autopsy was THC. And so I had a discussion with the coroner and saying, okay, do you think that marijuana may have had any contributing factor to this young man's death? And he said, no, why would that be? And I sent him a whole laundry list of information, particularly the heart, where you're not going to see an arrhythmia or a sudden death event on an autopsy. We do know that cannabinoids may have a pro-epileptogenic effect or they can promote seizure. You're not going to see that on an autopsy. So this young man goes to a dispensary, ends up drowning in a river. The cause of death was drowning. But why did the coroner not implicate or take into consideration that the THC presence may have been a contributing factor? And when he said has nothing to do with it, I asked him, well, what if alcohol was found? He goes, oh yeah, that would be a contributing factor. Opioids, that would be a contributing factor. That's what's very frustrating for me, is to have these discussions with medical examiners and coroners. I had an interesting conversation with the LA coroner in their lab. The LA coroner does not test for cannabinoids, quote, because everybody's using it, end quote. I go, well, a lot of people are using alcohol, but you test for that. A lot of people use nicotine, you test for that. A lot of people use opioids, you test for that. So it's almost like this volitional ignorance or willful neglect, that, or even people at the level of the coroner medical examiner are simply just disregarding these cases that we're finding with mass shootings and some acts of violence that include beheadings, mutilations, stabbings, and we're compiling this data and hope to publish it sometime this year about some of these cases that tend to just circulate around the presence of THC.